Look at history. But no, these academic types, they want to blur history. Use these platitudes like we're all equal. You got to be crazy. I mean, look, they printed more money in the last, 5 years than ever in history. America is now the biggest debtor nation in history. Why don't they teach that in school? Our debt to GDP a few years ago was 90%. That means 90% debt to our gross production, GDP. Today it's about 125%. So the more they print money, the deeper in debt we get. And so what's happening right now, they print more money to give it to, like stimmy checks and all that, which robs us of wealth, which is all total communist mark. If you took a stimmy check, you're a communist. That's how I see it. That's money from the government. I don't touch anything from the government. But anyway, so they increased the debt, right? And now we can't pay it off. And then they're going to raise interest rates into a recession. Now, you got to be kidding me. This guy Biden is going to crush this whole country. I mean, Europe's in more serious trouble than we are. Germany's in serious trouble. England's in trouble. Japan's in horrible problems. China's in trouble with Evergrande. The real estate's crashing. So this whole thing starts in academics. Why don't they teach us about money? So they're going to raise it. So the debt's going up. We can't pay it off anymore. They're going to raise interest rates and tax rates are dropping. Because the economy slowed so much, our taxes are going down. So that means the debt's going to accelerate. This is called a debt spiral or a death spiral. I think we're maybe 2 weeks to 2 years out from a crash, biggest crash in history. And I want to prove I know what I'm talking about is this book here, Rich Dad's Prophecy. Because a lot of people make predictions, but I can prove I made it. This book was written in 2013. It followed the 2008 crash. And it says here why the biggest stock market crash in history is still coming and how you can prepare yourself and profit from it. But I'm going to change the title from why the biggest stock market crash in history is here. And I think it's too late for most people. They're going to get hammered. Well, you have to understand that when markets crash, that's like Neiman Marcus having a sale. So I get sexually stimulated thinking about this crash coming up. Because in 2008, when it crashed, backed up the truck, I borrowed $300 million. Now, this guy, Dave Ramsey, who's a friend of mine, he says, live debt-free. And for 95% of the population, debt-free is a good idea because you don't know anything about money. But if you have a financial education, like my rich dad taught me, which is rich dad, poor dad there, debt is money. So I use debt to buy real estate at great prices. So today, if I want to, I drive a Ferrari. I always drive nice cars, Rolls and all this stuff. But a Ferrari is a liability. But a poor person would call it an asset. But to me, it's a liability because I got insurance, gas, taxes, all that stuff. So before I buy my Ferrari, I might buy, let's say, a mini storage. And the mini storage I buy with debt, and the cash flow from the mini storage pays for my Ferrari. So I get richer getting nice cars. But of course, Dave Ramsey would say, live below your means. Well, that's good for most losers. But you want to win, use debt. You drive the nice cars, go to Neiman and on sale. I think that's a wonderful idea. I'd rather be rich than some scum-sucking poor person. I don't mean they're scum-sucking, but why would you want to live poor? It doesn't make sense to me. This is the land of America, the free. I'm in Miami. This place is spectacular. I'm going, whoa, I should move here because I had to leave Hawaii because Hawaii is a communist republic. Forbes called it the Communist Republic of Hawaii. And I own a beautiful home right on Diamond Head and all that. I just can't stand the energy there. Everybody's a communist. They're all labor union people and all this. And it's their freedom. I mean, I support their freedom to be that. But Hawaii is also one of the most racist states I've ever been there because, as you know, that's where Obama is from. He's one of the biggest racists I ever met. And, he's from, and he wasn't a poor kid. He was a rich kid. He went to Punahou School. I couldn't get into Punahou, I couldn't afford it, but I was not smart enough either. But he is as racist as they come. I'm going. So in Hawaii, I hate to say this, but they're racist against white people. So I have friends who are leaving Hawaii in droves right now who are white. They call them haoles in Hawaii, because the locals, the natives, and especially the Asians don't like white people. So it's all this aloha. Oh, bullshit. I mean, you're as racist as they come. I mean, you don't like white people. And I see it on boards and, in the banks and all this stuff. So I just watch what people are doing, not what they're saying. Acta non verba, deeds not words. I don't listen to what a person says. I watch what they do. Well, I mean, Obama, again, a nice give me a break. Give me a break. He was one of the biggest estates in Hawaii. And then we have trouble in Hawaii with walls and stuff like this. Of course, he gets a wall put in. Everybody else, their house is being swept away by the environment, But Obama gets to put a wall in? Oh, really? I watch what a person does, not what they say. So what he also did in 2008 and 2009, who did he bail out? He bailed out first General Motors, then the banks. Did he ever help the middle class who are losing their houses? No. Always watch what a person does, not what they say. Well, wouldn't you? It's I don't know why, but it starts an academic system. That's where, our teachers speak the language of a school teacher. I speak the language of a capitalist. I know there's an asset and liability. I know what bailout means. If you read the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, was by G. Edward Griffin. It's the book on how the Fed was created. It's Jekyll Island, I think in 1913. Is the opening chapter is the name of the game is bailout. Mm-hmm. So every time the banks get trouble, the whole system is set up to bail out the rich. Oh, really? No, they wouldn't do that. We're supposed to be equality and all this stuff. No. This whole setup is to protect the banks and Wall Street and those guys. That's why I don't save money. I borrow money. That's why I don't own stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs like Tony Robbins recommends. I won't touch that stuff. And I don't trust the school system. So I'm an entrepreneur. I can create my own assets. I don't need to buy them from Wall Street or the banks. Well, good debt makes you rich. That's real simple. So I bought this property in San Antonio with my friend Ken McElroy. He's the genius. He wrote the book ABCs of Real Estate for me, for us. But this San Antonio property that crashed, and it was mismanaged by the owners. They stripped all the copper wire out of the place. They took all the fixtures out, and then suddenly it was in foreclosure. So that's what a lot of entrepreneurs do. They take the asset and strip it. So I walk into this place, and in San Antonio, I think it was 18 to 20 million bucks. There's a toilet sitting in front of the fireplace. There was no copper wire in the walls. Carpet's all taken out. And I look at his builder. His builder goes, "Oh, this is a good deal." It was the biggest wreck I ever saw. So I think we picked it up. Let's just keep it simple. We bought it for $20 million with debt because the bank wanted to get rid of it because it's a liability to the bank because nobody's paying on it. And the taxes are not being paid. So we pick it up for like 20, we fix it, and this is again the language of money. We increase NOI, net operating income. So the moment we rehabbed it, which was all borrowed money, we got the rent up, and net operating income increased, and then it was now, let's say, from 20 million to 40 million. And most people would flip it, right? Oh, I'll get 40 million bucks. You don't flip because the moment you flip it, you have capital gains tax. So what we do is we borrow out the equity and we bought more property. So debt is tax-free. If you can understand that one. So that's how powerful the banking system is. So I'm not against the banks. I like debt, tax-free money, which is debt.
Small ebook, big impact, the wealth tree. The only 4 ways that will make you financially free forever. Download it here for free.